Down through the ages, men have thrilled to the strange tales of the mysterious unknown. None is stranger, however, than the weird legend of the vampire.
You sent for me, sir?
Yes, Dr. Thorton. We've just received an urgent letter from Dr. Henri Sharon in an isolated hamlet deep in the Louisiana swamps. It seems that the inhabitants of Charville have all been strangely affected with a rare type of anemia. Dr. Sharon wanted us to send a supply of tonics, vitamin pills, and restoratives, but I'm sending you instead. That's because the U.S. Public Health Service always investigates cases which might turn out to be an epidemic of strange new disease. I'm assigning Nurse Sylvia Harding to assist you in your clinical test in Charville.
Swell! An opportunity for research. And my favorite nurse.
3 days later, in a sleepy Louisiana town on the edge of the swamps.
Is this Charville? It's nothing but an old one-horse town.
This is just the nearest railroad station. Charlesville is far smaller than this. It's about a dozen miles into the swamp, right in the heart of Bayou country. But we can get to it in that hack over there.
Take you to Charville? Why, I wouldn't go there for every dollar in the world. No one of these parts has dared set foot in that swamp for over a century. But if you're plumb crazy enough to want to go, there's the road.
Thanks for the southern hospitality, friend. Come on, Sylvia, let's start walking.
Then, into the dismal, forbidding swamps, into the very heart of the great Bayou country, home of the strange, the eerie, the unknown.
It's dismal. Maybe the locals are right in being so terror-stricken about Charville and the swamps. Who knows what's lurking behind these thickets?
Don't tell me you're letting some silly local superstitions get under your skin. We've got to go on. It's our duty to help the people of Charlesville.
On and on, mile after weary mile, through the mist-shrouded bogs, when suddenly...
Howard, I just saw a bat swoop down over that tree. And it was green.
A green bat? Impossible. There's no such creature, as far as I know. It must have been your imagination.
Oh!
Who are you? And what are you doing prowling around here? Answer me.
Don't shout at us. I'm Dr. Howard Thornton of the U.S. Public Health Service. We were assigned to investigate the health conditions in Charlesville after a Dr. Sharon wrote asking us.
What? But I did not ask for any doctor. I merely wanted them to send me the medical supplies for... Forgive my outburst. I've lived for so many years in this swamp that I've forgotten my manners. I am Dr. Henri Sharon, and I am delighted to welcome you to Charville. Come, my carriage is just beyond the thicket. I hope you can help the population of my little town. For some years now, they've been suffering from the same disease, a strange form of anemia, which leaves them weakened. I wrote to the Public Health Service because they all seem to have been getting worse lately.
But you seem to be quite healthy. Didn't the disease affect you?
And you're a doctor. Why couldn't you help them?
Yes, I look healthy, but I'm older than you think. I've been retired from practice for many years now, because of my, heart. And anyway, nothing I did seemed to halt the epidemic, or whatever it is. Although I myself am apparently immune to the disease. My long years in the swamp, perhaps. But there is my town, Charville.
It's nothing but a collection of ramshackle, decaying hovels. Surely no one lives here.
But the town people do. They're probably all inside. But you two won't stay in any hovel. You will be my guest. That's my home, the mansion ahead.
It's beautiful, but so creepy.
Can I examine the villagers, Dr. Sharon? I like to see what their symptoms are.
Surely, I need merely touch a bell to summon them.
Good lord. Those people responded as if they were slaves of Charon, or walking zombies hypnotized to his power. This is incredible. They're all so gaunt and pale, as if they're more dead than alive. Feeble, irregular heartbeat, weak respiration. Wait, where did you get those puncture marks on your throat?
But the villagers remained mute, as though tongue-tied by terror.
You've all got those punctures. Why don't you tell me how you got them? I want to help you.
They never see strangers. They are afraid of you. It is getting late. Let them go home. You must be weary after your long trip. Let me show you to your rooms.
They act as if they're afraid of him, not me. I guess you're right, Dr. Sharon. I think I will retire. I'll examine them further in the morning.
As midnight muffles the ancient, decrepit mansion.
Sharon must be asleep. Now's the time to ask the villagers questions. I'm sure he has some strange power over them that makes them afraid to talk in his presence.
We mustn't go to sleep tonight. We're too weak to risk any more. What?
Shh. I come as a friend to help you. You can speak freely to me now. Sharon will never know I was here. You've got to tell me about the history of your strange disease. Your very lives may be at stake.
No, we don't dare. Eustacia, sit down. Don't tell him anything.
I will. Someone's got to. I can't stand it anymore. You're the first one who's ever come from the world outside offering help to us. And we need help. All of us have been like this all our lives. And so were our parents. For generations back. It's getting worse.
But haven't any of you ever left this hamlet to go to the nearest town and ask for medical help?
We're afraid to. The Green Devils attack anyone who tried to flee. For over a century now, according to the old legends. Dr. Charon has been warning successive generations of villagers not to leave.
What? He's been threatening the villagers for more than a century? But that's impossible. Sharon couldn't be that old.
But he is. According to the old legends, Dr. Charon came here and founded Sharonville in 1830, and he's 170 years old. He's in league with the powers of evil darkness. He and his green devils will live forever, as long as they have us to prey on.
She actually believes what she's saying. She's mad. Apparently, this strange disease has affected their minds. I'll have to humor her. Yes, of course. Charon is 170 years old. Maybe we'll have a big birthday party for him tomorrow with 170 candles. I'm kind of sleepy. See you all in the morning. Great guns. That's a horde of bats flapping around that open window. Wait, that's the window to Sylvia's room. And that huge one. It's flying into her room. I've got to get up there, fast.
It's fear that pounds at Dr. Howard Thornton's heart. Fear of the unknown. And within Sylvia's chamber, an unholy sight to behold.
Great heavens.
A whirring sound fills the room, a rush of wings that fans the suddenly fetid air, and...
It flew away, whatever it was. But Sylvia, she's lying there, so still. As if... Thank goodness, her pulse is slow, but steady. She just seems to be in an unusually deep sleep. But she looks so pale, so drawn. Wait, those marks on her throat. I'll just keep a vigil here the rest of the night, with the light on, to make sure that her rest isn't disturbed by anything.
The next morning, as the rising sun sheds a crimson glow over the awakening swamps.
Howard, what are you doing here? And why do I feel so tired? So weak?
You called me in your sleep. You were overtired from the long trip. You'd better rest up in bed all day. I'm taking a ride to the nearest town for some supplies now. But I'll be back in a few hours. I'll lock your door behind me. Just to be sure.
Hurry back. I don't like being alone in this creepy old house.
I don't suppose Sharon would like the idea of me borrowing his horse. But I've got to get to a telephone as fast as I can. Sylvia ought to be safe while I'm gone, because bats don't fly during the daytime. Hello, Chief. This is Thornton. I'm calling you in a matter of great urgency. I'd like you to find out if there's a Dr. Henri Sharon listed in the International Directory of Physicians. And if he's not, see if there's any record of that name in any of the naturalist encyclopedias for the last 2 centuries. I'll hold on for your answer.
Minutes later. Here's the dope, Howard. No physician by that name has ever been listed, but there was a Dr. Henri Sharon, a renowned French naturalist in the early 1800s. He was a great authority on Chiroperia, on bats, and discovered a new species of green vampire bats, which was named Vampirus sharoni in his honor. Strangely enough, the whole species seemed to become utterly extinct when he died in 1832.
But he didn't die, Chief. Listen, here's what you've got to do.
Later.
Took me longer to get back than I thought. The horse was too tired.
Help! Get away!
Sylvia's voice. I hope I didn't get back too late.
Don't come near me.
Get away from her, Sharon. You have me to deal with now.
So you... How did you know that I... Sacre bleu.
No time for any palaver now, you vampire. By the time I'm through with you, you'll...
No, by the time I am through with you, I will take no chances. You are not as weak as the villagers I have been preying on. I'll wait till tonight to extract my revenge from you with the assistance of my vampire hordes. You probably thought the girl would be safe when you left because bats do not fly by day, but you forgot about me. My vampire pets must wait for dusk, but I can change into the vampire form at will, at any time. Yes, I have learned many of the secrets of the unknown since that day when my mortal body died, and I was reborn as an eternal vampire. Secretly, I brought all the existing specimens of Vampirus sharoni to this isolated Charville in 1832. 4 generations of humans my pets and I have preyed upon, while we killed those who tried to escape and frightened other local fools away from Charville. But lately, my vampire hordes grew too numerous, while this generation of villagers wasted away. I called upon the U.S. Public Health Services for restoratives for our victims. I never dreamed they would send a doctor, and now I must kill you to keep my secret. I must also destroy the whole village, for such parties will surely come to investigate your disappearance. Tonight, after our work is done, I and my vampire hordes will fly to another isolated area to found another Charville and stock it with other prey. Farewell, mortals, until we meet again at dusk.
Howard, what do we do?
Just wait and pray, and watch the skies.
After hours of tense waiting.
Look! That plane! It's flying over us so low!
Yes, and if it's the plane I think it is, it'll soon be dropping us a present.
It dropped a parachute! What's in that box?
No time for questions now. Go tell all the villagers to get out here. In a hurry.
10 minutes later.
Howard, I got them all out! They're all here!
Good. And my little device is all here, ready for action. Listen to me, all of you. Your very lives depend on it. You're all leaving Charlesville for good. You needn't be afraid of Sharon's vengeance, because I have a device here that can take care of him. If you stay here, he'll kill you all. We must go to a small island just about large enough to hold all of us, and preferably in a quicksand area. Is there such a place near here?
Aye, not far. We can get there just before dusk. I, for one, will go with you.
We'll all go. Anything is better than this living death. To the boats, villagers.
That's the spirit. There's the island. It's entirely surrounded by quicksand, except for this one clear water channel.
Minutes later.
Howard, look! Those things in the distance. They look like bats coming towards us.
Phew. We got here not a moment too soon. Luckily, this little gadget is raring to go. I'm ready for them.
The fools thought they could escape us. And now to their attack. No one must be left alive. Get them.
Come on, you fiends. We're ready and waiting.
Suddenly.
Oh, Diablo! They have crashed into each other as if blinded. They seem to have lost their sense of direction. They are going down.
They're plunging into the quicksand. Howard, you did it!
Not yet. There's still Sharon.
My pets, they drowned. They're gone. All my brothers, all my kin. But I will avenge their deaths.
That's it, Sharon. Come right into my beam.
My sense of direction, it is gone. I cannot stay aloft. Can't tell where I'm heading. My human eyes are useless as long as I am still a vampire. I must change back into human form to see where I am.
The unholy transformation is sudden, but too late.
The quicksand! I can see now, but I can no longer fly. Oh.
He's gone! But Howard, how did it all happen?
There was nothing magical about it, Sylvia. You see, I knew that bats never use their visual senses because they fly only at night, and their eyes are useless in the dark. Instead, they use something like a very delicate radar system. They emit high-frequency sound impulses that hit solid objects around them and are reflected back to their super-sensitive auditory nerves, which act like a radar receiver and tell them where they are. But I knew that if their sound waves were jammed by a more powerful source, they'd go utterly blind. So I asked the chief to phone the nearest army airbase, give them our location, and have them drop me a powerful, portable supersonic oscillator that could emit a beam of sound at 100,000 cycles, and utterly drown out the sounds that vampires needed to see and fly with. Yes, Sharon and his vampires had all the ancient, fiendish lore of demonology at their command. But modern science conquered them, just as it will conquer sickness, and restore these good villagers to healthy, happy lives.
The end.